Alrighty, you guys. So, what I'm about to do here is I've got this little wooden dowel. I'm going to add a little bit more hot glue around here just to secure that in place. And then we'll stick that down about, I don't know, maybe that far deep into the neck here. And this will act as like a little plug so that all the hot glue doesn't go completely down the neck. And so just this little area of the neck will be solid. And that way it'll give us a nice firm place to build our ball joint on. And then I'll just take Warbler on this and build a little ball joint for the Mythic Legion's snake head to go on. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get that attached, and I'll get back to you in just a bit. Alright, you guys, so we have successfully made that little plastic clot in the neck right here. So we got that wooden dowel going probably right around that deep in there, and this whole area is filled with hot glue. We had a little plug down there, so this is nice and solid. I'm going to take some Warbler here, and I will be sculpting out a little spherical ball joint right there so that our Mythic Legion snake head pops on and has articulation and can, move around. And then we will just take a little bit of epoxy sculpt and actually detail out the neck so it looks natural-like. But anywho, I'm going to go ahead and work on that Warbler, and I'll get back to you in one moment. So, we have successfully built out that ball joint for the snake head. As you can see, it's got a nice firm joint right there and nice articulation on there. All I need to do now is take some epoxy sculpt and build up that neck a little there so it looks more seamless. And then if you see, this kind of juts out here, so we need to add a little bit of epoxy sculpt right here too. So I just kind of scored this up and made little flaps on either side. This is going to just make a nice, really strong joint where that epoxy sculpt just kind of latches on and up in there to, make the neck, a little bit more built up here so it looks more seam-lined. But yeah, I just need to add that little bit of epoxy sculpt right here, and he'll be good to go and ready for some priming paint. All right, talk to you soon. So, you guys, the sculpt's all finished. We've, added a little bit more detail on the neck to make that, just look a little more streamlined. And as you can tell, he's got full articulation of the head joint that I built. And then that right there, we just made those humps a little bit bigger because they were recessed and this neck part stuck out farther than that, so it looked a little wonky. So we just made that area a little bit bigger and added a little detail marks on there. And once it gets primed up, you shouldn't even really be able to tell that was added. And then, hold on, let me pause this and I'll pop that head off. Alright, so you can see we've got the Warbler ball joint that goes all the way down in here. That's hot glued on that dowel, probably about down to here. So this is all solid inside the neck there. And then there's Warbler coming up, connecting to that, but we just added the epoxy sculpt as a detail bulking out layer. But yeah, it pops on there, that ball joint perfectly, and we've got full neck articulation with that. But alright, I'm going to go ahead and prime this in black, and I'll give you an update in just a bit. Alright, you guys, so here is our snake body all primed up in black. I'm going to go ahead and put this blue sapphire metallic over as a dry brushing over the black. And I'm not exactly sure what other colors we're going to do on this. We're probably going to end up putting some sort of banding on the body. And whatever color we end up completely finished with on the body, we'll end up doing a sheen over the head to match the blues to each other to make everything blend together. But I don't know. We're gonna do this dry brushing and see where the I don't know, the inspiration takes us. But anyways, I'll talk to you in a minute and see you in a bit. So here is our little snake friend. We've put that first layer of the emerald blue on it. And I went ahead and painted the head too. You can see this is the other head that came in that Mythic Legion box. So you can tell, it's not a huge different color match it, but you can tell that it's been changed a little bit to match the color I painted on this body. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start doing some accent colors, and I'll give you updates along the way. What do you think, you guys? This is our Primal Rage, inspired piece here. Our little snake kaiju. Here's the other head that came in that Mythic Legion head pack. As you can see, we did a little bit of a color change on the blue while also adding that copper and gold inlay to match the rest of the body. But yeah, let me know what you think. This is our last custom of 2025. I really like this guy, but let me know what you think. And here he is next to an actual vintage Primal Rage snake velociraptor thing. Again, obviously not a direct, one-to-one recreate, but definitely inspired by that guy. But yeah, thanks so much for coming along on the journey, and I hope you have a great new year.